The proof was real. The crime wasn't. Tonight, a hacker doesn't steal your money first. He steals your reality and leaves you holding evidence that makes you look guilty. Digital evidence is supposed to be the one thing that doesn't lie. A login record, a server log, a timestamp, a file's metadata, a trail that says who did what and when. But what if someone knows how to bend those trails without deleting them? What if the hacker's real weapon isn't malware, but credibility? This is the story of a cybercriminal investigators, later nicknamed, in internal chatter, the Forger. Not because he forged signatures, but because he forged truth. I've been hacked. It starts like a normal case. A victim, let's call her Aisha, wakes up to a nightmare. 1. Her work email is locked. 2. Her cloud drive is accessed. 3. A message sits in her inbox. We know what you did. She goes to IT, then HR, then finally to the police. She expects help. Instead, the first question she hears is cold. Why does your account log show you logged in at 2:13 a.m. from another city? Aisha says she was asleep. The system says she wasn't. So which one is lying? And that's the moment the trap closes, because the evidence isn't missing. It's clean, detailed, confident. They're calling me the suspect. A week later, a second report comes in. A small business owner, Rami, finds illegal content uploaded to a folder linked to his company account. He's horrified. He reports it immediately, but the platform's audit trail shows something else. 1. The uploads came from his device fingerprint. 2. Using his saved browser session. 3. Under his exact user agent string. 4. At times that match his normal activity pattern. The officer investigating leans back and says the sentence that destroys lives. This doesn't look like a hack. This looks like you. 2 victims, 2 perfect trails, no broken doors, no obvious forced entry. So the question becomes terrifyingly simple. If the logs say you did it, how do you prove you didn't? The pattern nobody notices at first. By the third case, investigators see a trend. Asterisk. The victims all reported fast. Asterisk. The proof always points back at them. Asterisk. And there's always a second layer. Something that triggers urgency, HR involvement, legal threats, or public exposure. Because this hacker isn't just breaking into accounts, he's building a story and pre-writing the ending. The genius of the forger wasn't that he erased logs. Erasing logs is loud. It screams cover-up. He left logs behind and made them believable. Log manipulation. Don't delete, rewrite the narrative. Most people think logs are truth. In reality, logs are just records written by systems. Systems that can be influenced. The forger focused on 3 things. 1. Planting events that look routine. Logins, file views, password resets. 2. Spacing them to match human behavior. Not all at once. Not at perfect intervals. 3. Linking them to victim identifiers, device names, familiar IP ranges, remembered sessions. So when an investigator opens the dashboard, it doesn't look like chaos. It looks like someone using their own account. And who is someone? The victim. The clock is a weapon. Timestamps feel scientific, exact, unarguable. But time is messy. In systems time zones, NTP sync, server drift, cached events. A smart attacker doesn't need to change every time. He only needs to change the times that matter. He creates a timeline that pins guilt in the one window where the victim can't prove anything. Asterisk late night, asterisk commuting hours, asterisk device unattended moments, asterisk times when CCTV is unavailable, asterisk times when phone location is fuzzy. The result is a story that sounds like it happened because it fits the gaps in your life. Make files implicate the owner. Metadata is the silent witness. Asterisk created by fields. Asterisk modified timestamps. Asterisk file origins. Asterisk embedded author names. Asterisk upload history. The forger would plant material and ensure it looked native, not dropped from the outside. So instead of uploaded from unknown source, it becomes created on Aisha's laptop, edited with her software version, saved under her username. And once that happens, you're not fighting a hacker anymore. You're fighting a spreadsheet of facts. The illusion of it came from inside. Investigators love one phrase: the access came from a trusted session, because it sounds final. The forger exploited that trust. He didn't always brute force passwords. He hunted for what people leave behind. Asterisk remembered logins, asterisk cached tokens, asterisk shared devices, asterisk reused recovery methods, asterisk weak internal access controls. Then he moved quietly, like a legitimate user, so every system along the way said, "Yep, this belongs here." And that's why the evidence didn't just exist. It agreed with itself. This is where the story turns from crime to tragedy. Because the hacker wasn't the only reason the victim suffered. The system helped, treating logs like gospel. Investigators saw clean audit trails and assumed case closed. They didn't ask. 1. Who controls the logging system? 2. Is it centralized or locally writable? 3. Are there gaps, rollovers, or inconsistent sources? 4. Was the logging pipeline itself tampered with? They trusted presentation over provenance. The second mistake: ignoring the victim's behavior. Both victims reported quickly. Both were panicked, cooperative, desperate for help. But that didn't fit the guilty person stereotype investigators were expecting. Instead of seeing urgency as innocence, they saw it as performance. And the forger counted on that, because once suspicion sticks, every detail becomes motive. The third mistake: following one timeline. When authorities build a timeline too early, they become prisoners of it. Every new clue gets forced to fit the first story. Asterisk, you logged in here, then you uploaded this. Asterisk, you reset your password, then you covered your tracks. Asterisk, you deleted messages, then you pretended to be hacked. It's not investigation anymore. It's confirmation. And the hacker? He's gone because no one is looking for him. The case cracks, not with a dramatic confession, but with a tiny inconsistency. A technician notices something that's easy to miss. Two systems record the same event, but with slightly different signatures. One log says the login came from a device with the victim's fingerprint. Another shows a token refresh pattern that doesn't match the victim's typical device behavior. Small, technical, boring, but real. Then another detail surfaces. A reused infrastructure fragment, an IP range, appearing across cases, always briefly, always around the setup window. Not enough to name a person, not enough for a clean arrest, but enough to confirm the nightmare. The victims weren't criminals. They were framed by design. And the most haunting part? The evidence didn't have to be fake. It only had to be arranged. The courts want certainty. The police want clean timelines. And most of us want to believe computers are neutral. But this story leaves one question hanging in the air, sharp and uncomfortable. If evidence can lie, what can we trust?